watching Local 24 News at 10.
Welcome back. James Meredith is considered by many an American hero.
That's right. Most people know him from being the first black to enroll in the University of Mississippi. But he also started the March Against Fear in 1966. That march started right here in Memphis. Meredith has also traveled the world, studying and researching the question of race and color. He sat down with me for a one-on-one conversation where he focused on this question: am I or am I not a citizen? This is all new at 10.
Special to me.
James Meredith is now 83 years old and doing what he loves the most.
Yes.
Spending time with his children and being a grandfather. His daughter Jessica describes him as a family man.
I just see him, as the best father and grandfather.
But he's much more in the eyes of history. James Meredith, the first black man to enroll in Ole Miss, was born in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, about 155 miles from Memphis. Meredith says his first experience with institutionalized racism happened while he was riding a train from Chicago. He was ordered to give up his seat and move to the black section of the train when he reached the Bluff City. He vowed that he would dedicate his life to ensuring equal treatment for African Americans, a mission he says comes from a higher power.
Since at least 4 years old, have been on a mission from God to destroy the system of white supremacy.
That calls for justice began in 1961. James Meredith applied to the then all-white University of Mississippi. His admission was withdrawn when the registrar discovered his race, black. Meredith filed a lawsuit alleging discrimination. The case made its way to the U.S. Supreme Court, which ruled in his favor. But when he arrived at the university to register in 1962, he found the entrance blocked.
And everybody talk about wanting to integrate. I wasn't caring nothing about integrating nothing.
Rioting soon erupted. Attorney General Robert Kennedy sent 500 U.S. Marshals to the scene. President John F. Kennedy sent military police. And October 1st, 1962, James Meredith became the first black student to enroll at the University of Mississippi. So on June 6, 1966, James Meredith set out on another journey, a March Against Fear walk that started where he had his first real taste of racism, Memphis, Tennessee.
A walk is an exercise of the right of citizenship, the right and privilege of a citizen to use the highways and byways.
On the second day of his walk in Hernando, Mississippi, Meredith was shot by James Arbery Norville from Memphis, a white gunman. Norville spent less than 2 years in jail for the shooting. The march continued while Meredith was hospitalized. Some big names joined the movement like Stokely Carmichael and Dr. Martin Luther King. After a short hospital stay, James Meredith rejoined the movement. The march, with an estimated 15,000 marchers, entered Jackson, Mississippi, June 26th, making it the largest civil rights march in the history of the Magnolia State. And yet, James Meredith doesn't feel that's his greatest accomplishment. He says his greatest achievement sits in the Smith Robertson Museum in Jackson, Mississippi, where the exhibit states this:
Am I or am I not a citizen? That is the question I pose to the Kennedy administration in 1961.
And with that, I only had one more question as his family surrounded him. What do you want your legacy to be?
I would hope that in the days in the future, in the time to come, when people think James Meredith, they think good and right.
Currently, James Meredith is the president of the Meredith Institute, a nonprofit that focuses on teaching black Americans the importance of language and how to read, write, and speak the English language. Meredith has published 16 hardback books, by the way, and 9 booklets. If you'd like to find out more about James Meredith's books, go to our website, localmemphis.com, and click on that green Find It button.